Corporate America had a new look during the 1970s and 80s. Named the Great U-Turn, the world economy changed in Japan and Europe. Companies now did business differently. America saw lower wages, lower profits, a reduced labor force, and the outsourcing of jobs to outside contractors. These changes were visible in baseball as well. In order to reduce free agent spending, the baseball owners colluded to hold salaries down. Salary arbitration was instituted to help small market teams retain its players. Baseball teams still controlled the fate of players under contract by freely trading them among the existing teams. Pittsburgh Pirate pitcher Don Robinson spent 9 years with the Pirates before being traded to the San Francisco Giants on July 31st, 1978. Don Robinson tells us how the club made that deal, demonstrating even with the labor gains by players, how little power the player had in determining his place of employment once under contract.
Well, I get a phone call on July 31st at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and says, listen, man, we need you to come over to the ballpark. So I go down and throw in the bullpen for about 15 minutes. And they say, how you doing? I said, I'm doing fine. Nothing wrong. Back's fine. So I'm sitting in my locker. He comes out and says, I need to talk to you again. Walk in and says, listen, man, I ain't kidding you this time. Okay, you've been traded to San Francisco. And I went, San Francisco? You got to be kidding me. San Francisco? Cold? He says, listen. I said, well, how many games are they out? And he said, well, they're out like 6 or 7 games. So I'm like, the worst. I mean, I'm from West Virginia. My parents get to come to Pittsburgh, watch me pitch all the time. Get to go to Cincinnati. Now I've got to go over to San Francisco. I remember Jim Rooker interviewing me. He was the announcer there, and I broke down and started crying because I've been there since 1975, and I was the last remaining guy of the '79 World Series team, and it was just I loved Pittsburgh. I mean, Pittsburgh was the best place I ever played. The fans there were really great to me, and they just treated me good. So I get traded. I got a 10:15 flight next day. Land for the NBC game of the week. I get to the ballpark at 2:15. I walk out, shake Roger Craig's hand. I didn't even get to introduce myself to any of the players. I was warming up. I got ready in like 3 minutes. I was ready to go. So he brings me in the game. I end up doing well. We end up coming back and winning the game. And then after the game was over, they called me office, and then I got to meet everybody. And Jim Gott was there. That's who I got traded for. Jim Gott, Mackie Sasser. Well, they already told me not to say anything to Jim Gott. So I'm sitting there, and Jim Gott comes to me and says, man, this is bad. Them getting used bad for me because I'm never going to pitch here now. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, I said, son, you're going to be gone here as soon as you clear waivers on Monday. So I fly into Houston, go to the hotel. Here's coming out. It's Jim Gott's coming out. Well, I'm going in. And I said, Jim, man, I knew Saturday, but I couldn't tell you. They told me not to say anything to you, but I knew you was getting traded to the Pirates because you had to clear waivers. And that was a funny deal. I mean, I walked in and there he was, and I'd been told I'd been traded for him, and there he was, locker beside me.
Don Robinson played 15 seasons in the major leagues with the Pirates, Giants, and briefly with the Phillies and Angels before ending his career with a 109-106 one-loss record, covering 1,958 innings pitched. Nicknamed the Caveman, partly due to his physical size and ability to hit major league pitching, Robinson slugged 13 home runs in the big leagues. Collusion, work stoppages, and free agencies highlight the 70s and 80s on the field as well as in business in America. U.S. History, as seen through the eyes of baseball, brought to you by AmericanInnings.org.